Yeah, view as well. This is part 2, so let the recapping continue. That's a 0.05. I made a 0.05 out of a bunch of 0.1s, or 0.01s. So I get replacing that one. Replace the electrolytics. This one here did test a bit off. This top 16 microfarad one here tested 19 microfarads. This one here tested 21 microfarads, so... It's also got this little lump here, which is a vent, so it's a vented type capacitor. So yeah, I'll get replacing this one here, and this paper X one up here, which is a 0.005, which I should have enough 0.001 to replace that. So yeah, I'll replace them and replace the power cord and run this thing off a lower than mains voltage. I did test the resistors, they were within tolerance, so that's good. So let's get replacing them. Okay viewers, well, because I don't have a proper 0.005, I bunched 5 0.001s together to equal 0.005 microfarads, so luckily the tuning gang does not hit it. I was worried that the fins will hit those caps. No, that's good. So yeah, this was actually seized before what I've done. I sprayed the bearings with a bit of silicone spray, and all those little rollers under here for the dial cord, I've all sprayed them all with a bit of silicone spray, let it soak, and this freed up quite nicely. So yeah, now to change the cord, I give it a little blow down with a light go of compressed air and clean the valves, and it should look good. Then I can work on the case. Bit of a crack we've got to fix up there, so the rest of it's here there. So let's get this cord replaced and we'll run on a low voltage and see if it works. Okay, viewers, it's on 0. Ready to power this thing up, so I'm going to slowly turn up the power. .40 volts. Oh, must be turned on, so I turn it on. Okay, let's try that. There you go, lights are coming on. Filaments haven't warmed up yet. Alright, filaments are not a neo light, so I get 100 volts. Let the valves, filaments try and see if I can catch them lighting up. The dial lamps are on there. That one here is not, so that one here must be blown. So I'm going to have to replace that. The tone control's a bit seized. That's going to need some attention. I can't even barely turn that. Ugh. That's going to need some attention, that one. So there we go, some silicone spray to fix that. Oh yeah, it's releasing, so that's good. That valve, that dial lamp works, so and that has power to it, so I'll close the door a bit so I can see the valves lighting up. Or the filaments in the valves. Alright, 6M5 is lighting up. That's 180 volts. Rectifier is lighting up. Let everything catch up. To 100 volts. Yeah, the amplifier just turned on. That's 240 volts, which is on, full power. It's working pretty good. Dirty volume control there. Hard to turn. I'm going to have to fix this because if I put the knobs back on I'm going to break them turning that, so those knobs are very hard to find. So it works though, it's clean, it's very stiff. CMA, our call sign for this town is here. Right there's our call sign, so. Oh yeah, so good, there's no crackling, that's good. 3MA SA RM, where's that? Should be here somewhere. There it is there. Let's see if that picks up. It works better at night, so let's see if we get anything. No. Not sensitive enough. She plays real well, no distortion or speakers not rattling or anything, so that's good. Now I'll turn the power off, unplug. There we go. Alright, but now it works. Well, I'm going to give those valves a good cleaning. So get the methylated spirit. So there's a tiny bit of this. Very lightly spray it on the cloth because this stuff will get the markings off the valves if you're not careful. So I'll clean those valves up and try and clean this dial glass up. And there's a bit of rubber hose here that's actually perished and fallen off, so I'm going to have to replace that. And replace this dial lamp. And polish up this dial glass. So that's going to have to be very carefully taken off. That'll come off and we'll give that a clean. So yeah, listen how it plays. Now to clean the valves, replace the dial lamp, get this all clean, then I'm going to move on to this. This is a big job. Okay, viewers, rectifier valves clean. That's an AWA Radiotron brand, and it's a 6X4. This one's a Philips mini watt. This is the audio output, 6M5. It's got one of the modern types, got the different bass on it. There you go, that's the best I'll polish it. I don't want to smear these markings off, so grab it by the tip and I'll put it back in its little socket here. There's a big stain on the chassis, so it's not going to come off. That's actually a resin dipped audio transformer, so it's managed to leak off its gunk everywhere. So I'll get this valve out and we'll clean this one. It's kind of stuck in there. There we go. 6AV6. See the inside of it there. Get a good polish and that should come out good. It's an AWA or AWV, Amalgamated Wireless Valve Company Radiotron, made in Australia. So get a good polish up and this will come up looking nice. That one is a mini watt and this one is a Radiotron. So give this, polish it up here and we'll see how they look. Viewers, one more thing I noticed. These valve sockets are not riveted. They're just soldered to the chassis with some solder. This one is the only one that's riveted to suit the 6M5. So the rest are all just soldered onto the chassis. So they're taking some shortcuts on this model. (6PA6), that'll do it a good clean. So I always spray these sockets with a bit of contact cleaner too. So yeah, let's get that clean and see how it looks after. Okay viewers, that came out pretty nice. Not so hairy now, so put that back in. There. Now this one. This is a 6PE6 Radiotron AWV. So valves look much better already. Well viewers, that one here came up much better. Can't really see with the sun, but hard to get camera to focus on that. So let's get this cleaned. There you go. Put this valve back in. Get the fingerprints off it first though. So I'll polish this up more, get the fingerprints off it, and reinstall it. Well viewers, now let's give this a clean. I've removed this decal as best as I could, so I can for keepsake. Now I'll give this a good clean and get this glue off here, and I'll try and fix this crack up better. So yeah, let's get this a good wash. Oh viewers, I think I'm up with this valve socket. There you go, I plug with that valve, that one's fine. Oh, I have cans not doing anything. It's this valve here, 6BA6, so if I play with it, it just does that.
Really well established partnerships with our suppliers and their service agents.
Now if I play with it,
we have the largest range of the latest products on
I'm going to have to take that valve out and clean those pins and check the socket. So
display. Over 50
that's why it's not working.
And over 3.
Man, not petty IF cans after all. Thank God for that. That'd be a big job doing them. Can't get my AM radio station from here though. It doesn't pick it up. This particular model doesn't have the inbuilt antenna, so not quite as strong as the more advanced models for reception. Try to sync's the best. Yeah, doesn't pick up my AM radio station from here.
Is Australia's most trusted iconic brand in air conditioning and has been cooling our summers for over 50 years. Evaporative cooling is the most cost-effective.
Remove that valve and do some cleaning. Oh viewers, I'm going to let this sit overnight. The glue's set. I'm going to make another part of this video, so in part 3 I'll cut a plastic backing and make a plastic backing to fit this and make it fit so it bolts on. And I've actually fixed this. What happened is the valve socket was all like had dirt and stuff in it, and the pins are all covered with dirt. And when I wobbled the valve, I got better connection, and then it got intermittent again. So I've had to stick something in the socket and clean it, each one of those pinholes. And the clip was the actual clip of the pin socket itself in the valve socket was actually loose fitting in the Bakelite socket, so I had to put a dab of super glue on it to stiffen it, and that held it in place, and plugged the valve in, and it's actually pretty good now.
Systems of broadband.
Just had a bad connection on that valve.
To help you get business grade communications tools,
So I'm glad it's not the IF can, so that's good.
Drop by and speak to our trained experts.
Here's the actual company of HMV. It's called the Gramophone Company, Limited, Sydney, New South Wales, where they were based. But I've just noticed this. I have an offset switch here. The shaft doesn't go in the middle of the pot. It's on the on an angle, so it's an offset switch. Never seen it anything quite like that before, so that's kind of interesting. So it's actually tuning much better now.
Don't forget to check out the specials in store. BAC Gas and Gear Mildura. We'll see you there.
It's working much better now, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, thanks for watching.